What's up, everyone? Jake Wizzle here, and today we are going to talk about Equinox. And why I'm going to talk about Equinox today? Equinox is right now, rumor says, will be the next Prime. I'll be super hyped if Equinox is actually the next Prime. However, when people look at Equinox, they usually shy away for two main reasons. One reason that they shy away from Equinox is it takes a lot longer to farm her. Him. It. Whatever. Equinox has to be farmed at tile regular, which I'm going to put a link in the description below and going to put one in the card of how I farmed Equinox. I mean, cheesy way to do it, quickest way to do it, in my opinion. Could be a quicker way. Who knows? But yeah, you have to farm the day pieces, the night pieces, build the day form, build the night form, combine the day and night form. If you don't use any platinum, that's going to take you basically a week, 6 days, 12 hours, just to have Equinox. And that's assuming you have all the required materials beforehand. With that out of the way, that's number one reason people don't usually go for Equinox. Second reason people don't usually go for Equinox is this thing right here. The abilities. Equinox has an ability for each form. And we're going to start with this from the top. Metamorphosis. It switches between the day and night form. The day form gives you bonus damage. Night form gives you bonus armor. Pretty simple. And we're actually going to go back to that in a few minutes. But we're going to, a few minutes. We're going to go back to it. We're going to progress from here. Second ability. Rest and Rage. Night form puts things to sleep. Day forms makes them vulnerable to damage. Just about as simple as that is. I mean, for this one, I don't usually use Rage often. I do sometimes use Rage whenever I am using my Mend and Main build, which is the fourth ability. We'll get to that in a little bit. But I have a complete build just for my night form. So that shows you how much I use Rest. Pacify and Provoke. And when you're using Pacify, you reduce damage coming. And for Provoke, you give ability strength to your allies. Simple as that. And Mend and Maim. Mend, you heal allies. Maim, you kill. Dealing slash damage. So, we're going to go back to the abilities. Or to my builds. And we're actually going to start with the Mend and Maim build. For Mend and Maim, you don't need duration at all. What you want to key in on is range, efficiency, and strength. Because you kind of want to use it as a hit it and forget it. As you see, my Equinox has no formulas. So of course, if you form it, you could probably exchange some of these mods for better mods and get much higher stats. However, like I said, Equinox Prime is rumored to be the next Prime. And if that's the case, I just didn't want to put 3-4 formulas in this build. And then come a few weeks later, oh, here's Equinox Prime, because then I'd be selling something that I put Platinum 2 maybe, or just grinded out formulas. But for this build, as you see, efficiency, range, and strength, and I actually have the augment down here. Just about all of Equinox's augments are great. This one in particular, 100% of the charge between Mend and Maim is transferred between two forms. I'm going to show you what that means. Oh, one more thing to talk about while we're here, the appearance. With that first ability where I was telling you where it switches back in between day and night form, if your primary color is dark, then you're going to automatically start off the mission in night form. Primary is day, you're going to start the mission in day form. So just for kicks and giggles really quickly, let's see. The system continues to fall into chaos. Check navigation for active. Don't give me anything. Okay, so that should do it. Since we're going with Mend and Maim, we're gonna go with this color for now. And I'm gonna run an exterminate mission. Then we're gonna showcase Mend and Maim. And like I said, whenever you use a Mend and Maim, all you really have to do is hit your 4. Once you hit your 4, I'm not gonna say it's GG, but depending on what level of content you're going against, it definitely will affect things. So you see you're already in your day form because I'm in the main, and because of your bright hue, and it starts proccing slash damage everywhere. So I mean, enemies much further up, they're already being hit with slash damage, and that's how that goes. You can use your pacify and provoke to increase your ability strength even further. I'm going to go ahead and pop that, and does a little bit more damage just because the ability strength got pushed a little bit further along. And I mean, enemies are dying before you even really get a chance to get to them. And this is with a pretty low ability strength. Like I said, with formas you can definitely push this much further. However, I'm just saving for Equinox Prime. It's literally that simple. I would probably come out with another build once I get my Equinox Prime, assuming that comes next, just to showcase a 3 former build, maybe even further than that. We'll just see where it goes. You pop your 4, you deal massive damage in the area, and for the most part it can kill just about anything around you. So really quick, really easy. Nox gonna be all disrespectful right now, and this is actually a good time to showcase the other ability. So you switch over to Mend, right, or your Night form, and now you have, instead of Maim doing damage, you have Mend. If I pop this right now, boom, now I'm back healed, and this actually affects your teammates around you and everyone. So very useful ability right there. Go ahead and get rid of you. We're gonna turn Mend main back on. And yeah, I mean, you see a lot of enemies are dying before you even really get to them, depending on how heavily armored they are. Could have probably went against infested and made this go a little bit quicker, but Grineer is definitely one of the strongest, if not the strongest, faction in Warframe. So I mean, I always like to showcase builds against Grineer. Can find the enemy, pop it, and of course, pacify and provoke. That ability, you want to proc that just for a little bit more ability strength, and of course, if you're running with teammates, it's going to give them some as well. Low on health again, switch over to the day form, get yourself some heals back. Night form, or day form again. And I mean, it's kind of rinse and repeat with this build. I mean, you get low on health, switch over, get your health back up, go back, start doing damage again. Rinse and repeat. Very cut and dry. Is not as bad as people think it is, but I mean, it's just what I typically do whenever I run Equinox. This is usually my main build, actually, where I just have my 4 on, go around, deal slash damage, and keep it moving. So yeah, that's kind of it for this build. I mean, you've seen earlier that my strength was not that high. So I mean, of course, with more strength, the build's gonna be much stronger. But as I've said a couple times already, didn't want to put any formers into a character I know, or formers into a Warframe when I know I'm going to get that Prime next. Sorry for stumbling over those words there. But now we're going to showcase the next build. The next build is a duality build, and I usually only use this build whenever I'm doing solo survivals or solo defenses. However, just for the sake of this video, I'm only going to run a capture here. But duality build is, simply put, let's just pull it up right here first. You're relying on your Spectre, which is your night or day form, whichever form you're not in, to help you deal damage. For this build, I usually run strength and duration, have minus range, don't really need range, don't really need efficiency either. I mean, you can try to keep your efficiency a little bit higher because it makes your Spectre last longer. So of course, if you wanted to, you could take out blind rage, insert intensify here, and then you could find another mod to go along with it. Let's just say you wanted to put a little bit more armor. Totally fine. If you don't want to go armor, you can put in Constitution, get a little bit more duration. It's totally fine. So we're going to run this build just right now. Because, I mean, with minus efficiency, of course, your Spectre isn't going to last as long. So that might actually be a little bit better for build. And we're going to find a captured. I'm probably going like all over it right now. There it is. And in this form, I don't really worry about my color hue once again, because all I'm really doing is bouncing back and forth between day and night form anyway. Because as soon as you pop the other one, your first ability, your Spectre now shows it with you. And whatever weapon you were using last is what you're going to hold on. So right now it's still holding on to my Synapse. If for some reason you're running around, you scan something and you switch and you had a scanner in your hand, well, they're stuck with a scanner in their hand. They don't have any abilities to use. They're just going to run around aimlessly. So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure you're using a weapon that you want your Spectre to have. Then as long as they have the weapon you need, I mean, they're here to help. They're doing as much damage as possible. And like I said, this build is I usually preserve only for defenses and survivals, because I mean, that's kind of where it's useful, when you need a little bit of more help, a little bit more firepower. Interceptions, not so much, only because it typically does follow you around, or it follows the closest enemy. So if for some reason enemies stop spawning near it, it's no longer doing damage. And let's actually talk about the numbers you see in the upper right hand corner of the screen. The numbers represent the time. The number on the left represents the amount of time you have on your duality Spectre. The number on the right is the amount of time for your bonus you get whenever you're switching between the two forms. So we're going to go here again so you can see the numbers. Like I said, the left number is the amount of time your Spectre will stay around. Right number is your bonus. You get those bonuses as we spoke of earlier. Let's get rid of some stuff so we can pull back up the ability menu. Spawn you so you can help us out a little bit just in case someone shows up. Oh, you're just going to pause because I'm in solo. But whenever you switch, you get the bonus armor for going in the night form, the bonus damage for going in the day form. So that is what that number on the right represents. So I mean, it's always positive to keep switching. You don't want to hang out in one just because you like one more than the other. I mean, you can always constantly switch back and forth. And the moment you switch, the Spectre dies and is replaced with the next form. Yeah, that's kind of how duality works. Again, I usually only use it for survival or defense only because it helps out. It's your buddy. And now we're going to go to probably my more favorite build, and that's the Mend and Main build. In Mend and Main, or not Mend and Main, we're going to go with the rest build. Because Rest and Rage you can use in tandem with each other. However, for this specific purpose, we're going to be focus farming. So, for focus farming, as you see, my efficiency is high and my range is high. And it's all based on this augment right here, Common Frenzy. It's a lovely augment. I really wish all of Equinox augments were how the abilities normally function, but we know how D gets sound. You look at this, and for anytime you kill an enemy, it's going to spread. And for this, I usually run a whip or a melee weapon that can get pretty far range. And because, like I said, in this build, you're going to be using Common Frenzy, using a lot of Rest and Rage. This is normally where I go to change my appearance back to the dark hue, because you don't really need the day form at all for this. So we're going to hop into another mission really quickly. And we're actually just, no, you know what? We can still use the same mission from earlier. But yeah, whenever you use this particular build, all you're really going to do is spam your 2. Spam your 2 and then spin to win. So let's just go ahead and get some energy. I didn't actually change over to Narmon, which is what I normally do because you want to get as much affinity as possible. And you don't even have to see them as long as they're in the general vicinity. Then you can use this ability, and it more or less puts everything in the area to sleep. As my synapse crashes there. The main thing about this build in particular is getting the affinity. So I mean, I always look for one of these. As soon as I do, I try to make sure I get the killing a little bit more than I was. But I mean, it's really, I mean, RNG based, of course. Never know exactly where all the enemies are. And nor am I really the best at this build. I mean, I've definitely seen this build on YouTube before, so I mean, you really just want to go around, keep spinning, keep killing. The more enemies, the better, because I mean, you want to keep using this over and over again. And as you see, a lot of focus you can get just from running this build in particular. I mean, if I'm ever have plenty of time to play the game, this is how I usually go about getting my focus. So, I mean, right there, I mean, that, I haven't found another way to match that so far. So, just run around. I knew that would happen. Put everything to sleep. And again, you don't even have to really see them. I mean, if they're in the vicinity, use it. I mean, it's always best to channel just so you don't get caught like I am a lot, where instead of killing them, I'm doing the finishers on them. I mean, yeah, you just want to rinse and repeat the entire time. Tons of focus. And I can show you my build for the Atarax at the end of this video, but I mean, it's not really even an impressive build. I mean, I'm putting them to sleep and I'm keeping that stealth multiplier high, which is really the key to keeping your focus, or getting your focus whenever you're running this build. And if you miss anything like I did that time some kind of way, then of course your stealth multiplier is going to reset. Found this last grenade over here. Finally got some more. Another focus thing. And rinse and repeat with this focus. And like I said, if they're in the area, you can use it. And the reason I like this augment is because, I mean, if for some reason I were to miss something, which I really haven't showcased here, I mean, it's probably happened, but I just didn't speak it up. There it goes. Kill something. And it continues to spread to everything in the area. There we go. Freaking lovely. I mean, things that even were attacking you now being put to sleep. Missed that one. So I mean, it's fine, but I mean, get some stealth multiplier up, rinse and repeat the entire time. And yeah, that's how I run this build to get my focus. I mean, very cut and dry. I mean, spam your second, rinse and repeat, or spam your second, kill, rinse and repeat. Stupid roller. You know what? And I knew I would do that. Yeah, just gonna finish off these guys. As I try not to die here at the very end of the video. But yeah, that's really it when it comes down to Equinox. I mean, like I said, there are definitely plenty of other ways to build her, him, it, and there are definitely, you could definitely apply formulas to this Warframe. One of my favorite Warframes in the game, top 3 for me. I mean, up there with Necros and Loki. But those are just my personal preferences. But yeah, that's Equinox in a nutshell. Hope you like this video. Like, comment, subscribe. If there's anything that I think I missed in this video, let me know in the comments below. If there's any other Warframes you want me to do something like this for. Because I mean, I enjoy most Warframes in the game. Put a lot of time in just about every single one. So I will gladly do another one of these videos. But again, like, comment, subscribe. Hope you enjoy. And I will see you next time.